Okay, so looks like we're starting only 30 minutes late. But at least I don't think there's any problems, and we actually have almost all the players in. And we're missing people from Americas, but let's be honest. Who cares that much about Americas? Well, we did have some good wars, but Incas left because they really didn't have much hope left, especially after losing this war too. And they are in a really bad spot now. Yeah, Italian war started, okay. The most important part is who's going to join. Yep. Oh, actually it's Italy that started this war on Algeria. Which means if he occupies all of Algeria, he can just end the war. Because he's fighting for a vassal. Italy's now recruiting mercenaries? Okay, Mamluks and Mewar joined Italy. That's illegal though. Yeah, France actually gets to choose, so that's everyone is going according to the rules. And yeah, Mewar, as you'd probably expect, Mewar is going out. Now they're moving into the forts, but that's a lot of forts. That's level 9 as well, but he can go around it, so it's not a big deal. Not enough French troops though, just 160k. Will not be enough to stop the entire Italian army, not to mention a whole bunch of Mamluk troops. And what are the Inca troops doing? They're still just sitting here. And they're not even moving back. It is a bit worse than actually fighting against the player. Oh, Italy is not faring that well against 11 moral France. And okay, now the roll is a bit better for Italy. Will he be on time? Oh, just barely, I think. But he will be missing some cannons in the back, which is unfortunate. Already, yeah, only 7k cannons in the back row. And Mamluks are reinforcing as well, but they're going to be way too late, I feel. On the, like, a week more? Yeah, that's way too late. Okay, so that didn't work exactly as planned. And Mamluks are going without a cannon stack, so that's going to be pretty bad. At least they have a leader. They were stack wiped. And now this French oh damn, that was ooh. And there's an actual fleet battle going on. There's 60 galleys for France, but I think that's too many actually. They have over combat with, yeah, and Italy is actually going to be fighting this properly. Yeah, now Italy is withdrawing and going again with another stack. So eventually, oh, there's the Mamluks fleet in here as well. If they continue to time their attacks correctly, but actually France is also not doing a terrible job, because even though they got caught in here, there's a lot more here in the Gulf of Valencia that are waiting. The Admiral is better for, I mean, he has less maneuver. I'm not sure how pips are relevant in this case, but Mamluks have a lot more morale, and apparently that's the thing that decides wars. Yeah, everyone is not pushing anywhere because they're just focusing so much on the naval battle. Yeah, it looks like the French are going to be pushed back. But the naval control is going to be contested. It's not going to be just one-sided like usual in wars. Okay, looks like Italy is preparing for another charge. There's a lot more French troops now here though. And that's a lot more. No, they're not even going to be eating it. Wait, what? Oh! The French are actually sending a fair bit of troops to Sahel Africa. Okay. Now Italy is going for a second oh! Oh yeah, because that's another fort, they can enter this province as well. That's the problem with forts. Sometimes building more forts will... Oh damn, that's a good fight for Italians. Still no cannons. Oh, the French are not even going to try to bring cannons. So that's going to be a stack wave. Possibly. No cannons in here though. And not even a stack wave. Oh, that's going to end up worse for the French in the end. For the Italians in the end. That might be a stack wave though. And no leader as well. Oh. That's pretty bad. That hurt a lot. Yeah, but they withdrew, which actually is better for them. But now they don't have any reinforcements anywhere close. Mamluks are coming, but they're still not advancing, and they're withdrawing it again. Yep. This thing didn't work out at all. I think that the biggest problem right now is the... What is like almost 200k still is stuck in South America. Oh, looks like they mostly took land in Central America. Yeah, so almost all of Italy is occupied already. The Hungarian, Croatian part of Italy is also getting occupied quite quickly. And in the same time, Italy didn't even manage to capture 1/4 of the Algiers vassal. Oh, the Italians are actually assaulting the fort, which is a very bold move. And now they actually made it. So that's pretty good, I have to say. And the French are not doing anything about it. Damn. It looks like a new a war between Lithuania, Byzantium, Mewar and Punjab. Oh damn, Lithuania is in a pretty bad spot right now. I mean, if typing actually goes all in, started by Lithuania actually. Okay, interesting. It looks like they will be able to take some land. The Byzantines have almost 1 million troops, and Lithuania has a bit over 1 million. Looks like the French, were they beaten or are they just withdrawing? Mewar and Punjab are not going anywhere though. Maybe it's a 1v1 and everyone is just agreeing to it, which is pretty nice. There's a small naval battle going on between heavies, and Italians have way more naval morale, so they will probably win this. And actually, I mean, this battle doesn't really matter that much. It's like, what are they fighting over? I guess the French are fighting because they can. There's definitely not enough Mamluk troops to push the French from here. And there's 30 galleys in here from Italy, but that's not an inland sea, so that's why they're probably not supporting. Oh! Italy lost all their heavies. Oh, Lithuanians started the battle versus Byzantium. I think Byzantium has a better general, but only in fire. It's pretty close overall. Lithuania is even starting a second battle as well, and it's just a crossing at worst. Fairly similar generals, slightly better with fire. Oh, Byzantium actually wins the one on Lublin. The reinforcements for Lithuania are kind of way back. There's another cannon stack going for Lublin, and there's a 250,000 men just sitting here, so that's going to be a good battle for Lithuania. He might be reinforcing with a bit too small stacks, maybe? I mean, with 20k doesn't really help you. They're not doing too shabby, I have to say. There's not that many Byzantine reinforcements left. They have a lot of them just sitting in Crimea, not doing anything. If Lithuania properly reinforces, I think they're going to take this. Yeah, good roll for Lithuania, and that's all reinforcements Byzantium has. Oh, Lithuania is probably going to lose this one, but they will win that one. And even if all of those troops reinforce Lublin, then it's still not going to be enough. Ah, that's too bad. If Lithuania actually kept their reinforcement a bit closer, they probably would have been able to win both of them. And Byzantium is almost done in here. Yeah, they're breaking. Okay, and that's it. There's a new battle starting now. The timing was kind of off. Oh, stack wipe. That's unfortunate. He actually was. I think he was actually trying to reinforce, and that didn't work out. The French are actually going to be the ones that are going to be pushing into Mamluks. Oh, and they actually annexed all of Algeria. Oh, what? Why is the Mamluk morale so low? What happened? Why was their morale so low? I mean, I think they will be able to reinforce on time, probably. It's just a few more days, but they should hold on until then, at least. And the Italians made it. But they definitely need more good rolls for Mamluks. Yeah, they are making it. Oh, it's a 0. It's very unfortunate. Maintaining this battle, I mean, I think at this point there's more French troops than Mamluk and Italians. And the French are going for a second battle as well on the Tipteri fort. I mean, it's going to be a -1 for the French, but still. There's just so many French troops. The south, the Mamluks are protecting at least their steps fort, but the French could attack the Italian Africa from the south. Who has the better generals? The better Italian general is in Terry, so that's good. And the best Mamluk general is in Mitidja, so that's good actually. Oh, the French general has a trait though, -10 shock damage, which is always pretty nice. There's so many men dying, but yeah, it looks like Italians gave up on the northern battle, which makes sense to be honest. They don't really need this province, but the fort is what counts. And now since Algiers is occupied, then they lost all hope of actually winning this war by just occupying this part of the war. But to be honest, at this point, if they just occupy the war goal and get a few battles won, then they will probably have enough war score to force peace. But they have to actually protect the fort, and that's going to be difficult. There's not that many reinforcements left, like 150k in here. Meanwhile, France had like over 500,000. Most of them in this province. Just not enough. There is a lot of troops in reserve. The Italians and Mamluks are reinforcing quite quickly. But still, the morale even of those reserves is very low. Oh yeah, there's a lot of reserves going away. And Italy is going to be kind of running out of manpower, to be honest. All the beaten troops are regaining manpower in Tunis. I mean, there's just so many more French troops in here. And the French are actually going for Congo as well. And there's like one fort in Congo. No cannon stack anywhere. The French don't have a cannon stack as well, so it's not too big of a deal. Meanwhile, Lithuania is in a big battle going on for Przemysl, the Battle of the Przemysl Fortress. The World War I just keeps on coming back. Byzantium actually, oh, the Lithuanian troops are collapsing. They need to get cannons back because they actually don't have any cannons right now in the back row. So it's going to be really hard for them. They're not moving their cannon stack in. Nope. And this one is just sitting here going to Lvov for some reason. I mean, somehow they're still forcing this battle to go on with no cannons. They're losing so many men in the fire. And yeah, they're just defeated anyways. Now they're moving their cannon stack, which is a bit late. They're going to probably get stack wiped with this stack as well. Oh, and some of their troops are just getting caught up in Hungary as well. Oh, stack wipe. Let's see. So Byzantium is pushing back. They actually took a fort in Slovakia and are going to be retaking Nowy Sącz as well. There's going to be a battle in Przemysl. I think both sides should be able to reinforce pretty well, so it all depends now on how well their timings work out and how many troops they actually put into the battle. It is going to be a -2 actually for Lithuania, so that's pretty bad actually. Yeah, they should be reinforcing from Belz. And yeah, the morale is... oh, great roll for Byzantium as well at the end. Byzantium is attacking Nowy Sącz, which should give them a terrain bonus. Only -1 now for Lithuania though, so that's pretty good. Let's see who has the advantage in numbers. There is 150k more of Lithuanians, and they are attacking in Przemysl, which is right now it's a very good idea. They're going to cut off almost all reinforcements to Nowy Sącz except of this 100k, which is half cannons anyway, so they're not going to be doing so hot on the front line. And they can keep this one battle going for a pretty long time, even though it's not really good setup when it comes to terrain, especially with rolls like this. With rolls like this, you don't really care about terrain. They do need to reinforce properly over here though. And another question is, where will the Byzantine troops retreat from here? I think they would go properly to the safe lands, but if they go somewhere around here or Krakow, that would be pretty bad. And they actually might be able to win Przemysl as well, the Lithuanians. There's not that many troops left for Byzantium. Oh, they're actually going between the forts. Okay, never mind. Yeah, Lithuania might be able to win Przemysl anyways. They do need to reinforce pretty quickly though. The front line is not going to last for too... oh, it is actually already breaking. They should be able to get there on time. Right? Oh, nope. That's pretty bad. Scorched Earth done by someone. That means that all the Lithuanian troops are getting a -50% to movement. There are still no cannons for Lithuania, so this battle is very bad for them. Especially with -2. But they did win one battle over here, and that means that they might be able to take Nowy Sącz, which will then lead to them retaking Prashev. And this is the only fort with good terrain for Byzantium anywhere close. Yep, they have the fort now, and it's Byzantium that's going to get a -1 from now on. Looks like Italy was beaten in some minor battle because they don't seem to be retreating with too many troops, just this frontline stack. They might be losing a fort in Kabylia. Mamluks are actually going to be engaging into Kabylia. So let's see how they do. They are already starting to reinforce. I mean, there's still a lot of troops, but I feel like the French are just, with their quality advantage, doing much better. Oh yeah, the front lines is actually already breaking. But I mean, there's a lot of reinforcements, so this is going to take a while. Pretty good roll on the French side as well. Do they have perfectly equal leaders? Yeah, they do. But the French one has a -10 to shock, which is always nice to have. Ah, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate rebels. And Those are not fighting anyone, just going to Thierry. Okay. I mean, both sides have a lot of reinforcements, but at the same time the French are sieging Biskra. So even if they lose one battle, they're still going to take a fort, because there's no way the Italians or Mamluks can afford to start a second battle. And I mean, they're doing their best, but I don't really see it. There's only Italian troops left, with the last Mamluks joining battle right now. I feel like the French are really getting good rolls, and again, 8 after 8. To 0 and 2 of Mamluks. Oh, okay, now it's going sort of the other direction, but overall I feel like the French are a bit more lucky, especially now. Even when the Mamluks do get a good roll, it's not as effective as when the French do, because obviously they have better troops. And there's a bunch of Italians still left. They really need to move this 2 stacks to the front. And they're reinforcing basically with all they have. But they have 75k left in reserve, and meanwhile there's additional 500,000 French in the area just running around. So there's like really no problem for the French. They're still above their maximum manpower. We might need a coalition of the entire world to beat the French down, honestly. And Italy will not be able to fight for much more, to be honest. They're out of manpower. They actually might be running out of cash in a few years as well. Not that they will be able to hang on in this war for that long. And even Mamluks are actually out of manpower. And yeah, that's the final 1k. Meanwhile, the French captured 2 forts. This one is level 2, so it doesn't really matter much, but still, this will make finishing Italians and Mamluks pretty easy. Since where they are withdrawing? Yeah, behind the Kairvan fort, which means, yeah, the French actually just cut them off. It's going to be a giant stack wave in here. Meanwhile, the Italians are trying to break through Sfax. And they will not break through, I'm pretty sure, but at least they will get the withdrawal towards Sirte, I feel. That's the plan right now. Oh no, they're not getting the withdrawal that they wanted. And Mamluks as well are going to Tunis. Yeah. So now the Italians are just surrendering to the French. Also, the French basically took all the Genoa trade node area of Italy, except for the islands, which he will have problems with controlling because of the naval supremacy of the Italians. Oh, it's the Byzantines that are actually going to start the battle in Belz. Lithuania was still thinking about attacking Przemysl, which I don't think is the way to go. And it's always better to have defensive battles, by the way, because for some reason it just works out better. Mewar is going to peace out, so it's just going to be a straight up 1v1. And it's still a -2 for Lithuania. I don't think attacking Przemysl is a good idea. And really they have no need to really do it. And they're doing okay in Belz for now. If Lithuania could win in Belz and then wrap around Przemysl, but yeah, it just didn't work out. Why attack a -2 province when you can just attack a perfectly neutral one in Lvov? I mean, especially when the enemy is actually attacking you, which is, you cannot get any better. The generals are fairly even, and the Lithuanian one still doesn't have a trait, so if he could actually get a like +10 infantry compatibility, that would be pretty nice for Lithuanians. Oh, I guess Lithuania is kind of busy to peace out Mewar. Oh, that's actually a pretty good idea from Byzantium. He could try to siege Nowy Sącz, but that means that Lithuania could try and catch his stack in here. And yeah, now Byzantium needs to throw anything they can into bells. But Lithuania is going into Przemysl yet again. I mean, they do have superior numbers, and they actually won in bells. So now the stack sieging Helm is cut off. And he's going to try and run away. Where is he going? Yeah, just withdrawing. They might still catch him. Let's see where the Lithuanians are going. They're not really going in the correct direction. They might want to just recover their manpower. Byzantium is trying to do a snipe on a fort in Severia, which is overall looks like Lithuania built quite a few decent forts where they could. No, they are going for Halic. Why? Why? There's no reason to fight in this province. And it's as bad as it can get. I mean, if it was a mountain as well, then it would be worse. Oh, but this is interesting. Lithuania is maybe trying to do some sniping from the south. They would need to destroy this fort first, but it could be doable. Actually, the difference in morale between Lithuania and Byzantium is a bit bigger than I thought. It's almost 3 points. That's almost a big difference as the French have over the Italians. I mean, yeah. The 5 discipline is nice, but the more discipline you have, the less relevant it becomes. So Lithuanians are definitely the higher quality army here. They are getting in the end caught here, but it's 200k Byzantine troops fighting in here, not in Halic, so it's something. I think with the way the timing are going to end up, if Byzantium will be able to reinforce everything to Halic, but oh, that's really unlucky. They will take this fort eventually, but it took way longer than it probably should. Still not getting it. Damn, that's really unlucky. And will they be able to make it? It's 18, 4 more days. Is Halic scored? It actually is. So it's worse for Lithuania, but that's going to be oh no, just for Byzantium. They're going to make it on time. But because of the numbers, Byzantium is not going to be able to win. Even though Lithuania started pushing into a woods province with a river crossing as well. For no reason, like he will win this battle and it doesn't benefit him at all. How long? Oh, hopefully Lithuania will not start breaking before those troops make it. But no, he made it. And yeah, with 100k more left for Lithuania, Lithuania is going to win, but barely. If Byzantium actually had all of their troops in this, they would be able to defend themselves. But we have to consider that it's Lithuania pushing into the worst province they could possibly in all of this area. Like, it's the last woods province between here and Constantinople. Oh my god, they're recruiting so many troops. And I mean, to be fair, that's what they should be doing. They want to get those Lithuanian stacks with infantry. And they might be getting one. But I feel like fighting right now is good for Lithuania. There's still a lot of troops of Byzantium in the back, but I mean, most of them are actually at the front, and they do have numbers advantage right now. A good start for... actually no, Lithuania has a cannon stack here, and a cannon stack here, and the third cannon stack of Byzantium is just sieging a fort, not doing anything, so that's all pretty good for Lithuania. And this is looking pretty nicely as well. And they actually caught like 2 stacks in here? That's perfect. That's exactly what Lithuania wanted. The reinforcements are coming. There are some troops withdrawing, but I think they are from the other battle, so that's fine for Byzantium. But yeah, even if Byzantium retakes this fort, they're going to lose this one, so it's 1 for 1. That's perfectly okay for Lithuania, who also wins 2 battles in the meantime. And they are even going to try and snipe some infantry, which they very well might be able to do. Okay, that was actually pretty bad for Byzantium, I feel. They still have a pretty good numbers advantage. Yeah, but Lithuania is losing less men from battles, naturally, because they are using more mercenaries. This is a pretty bad start for them. But yeah, they managed to reinforce in time. They are going to win this one eventually. Yeah, and Byzantium actually just withdraws. So this lowers the peak of Byzantine troops, so they're not going to have as many as they hoped. Yeah, I think it's difficult for Byzantium to just control all of their troops, because they still have a few stacks just sitting in Georgia, not doing anything. And if they want to win, they need to actually make use of all the troops they have. Okay, they're going for battle in Silistria. This one I feel is going to be important, because now Byzantium has all the troops that they recruited. Some of them are still quite far away. Yeah, those troops are not doing anything, and those numbers are the difference between what Lithuania has and what Byzantium has. Yeah, starting a battle with a bit less troops, so the morale is taking a hit. They are not really able to snipe anything, because Lithuania can always reinforce through Bessarabia if they want to. I think at this point Byzantium for sure should go into Buzău anyways. But they're not really doing that. Okay, now Byzantium is moving the troops from Georgia as well. Not all of them still. And there's 120k not doing anything, not even sieging the fort. Well, there's a small gap in the Byzantine line, so there's a bit of efficiency lost with cannons. There's just some infantry sitting there not doing anything. They need to start reinforcing a bit faster. Oh, another hole in their line. Now it's even worse. Like they lost half of their artillery in the back row. They just need to go. Oh no. Oh no. And now they're just attacking with the second stack. I mean, they still do have a fair bit of troops, and there's almost 500,000 Lithuanians sitting here. But that's not that terrible for them. And they have a fair bit of reinforcements still. This 120k is not doing anything. There's still 40k in Shirvan. I feel like the Byzantines had a chance to really do a lot of damage, but they're just not using all the troops that they paid all the money for. There's no point to going twice over your force limit if it's difficult for you to micro those troops correctly. And I mean, it is very difficult to control their entire army in time when the siegers can be so fast and there are so many troops you have to maneuver, and you have to pay the attention to reinforcements all the time. But then going all in on the manpower might have been a bad move. I mean, he's still continuing to fight, and this battle does have a full back row probably. And he has a significantly better general. I mean, by 2 points. In shock, but still. But Lithuania still has so many reinforcements. They basically have equal reinforcements. And if Byzantium wins here, it's still better for Lithuania, I feel. Because Lithuania just survived through the power spike of Byzantium. I mean, still, the numbers for Lithuania are a bit lower, but once the mercenaries recover, it's going to be looking a lot better. Okay, looks like the numbers are now getting in favor of Byzantium, at least in raw reinforcements. If those 80k make there, then Byzantium might be... Actually, wait, is Lithuania reinforcing on time? Oh damn, they're both breaking. But Lithuania made it, and actually the line recovered quite nicely. Byzantium now is breaking terribly. Oh god. Even if you reinforce it, it's not going to be too good. Yeah, because there's nothing. Yeah, the Poltava stack was just sitting there for entire time, not even sieging anything. And oh, actually Lithuania lost in the end, even though I thought it was... Did I mix up the front lines? Something else going on, but I feel like it would be a fake war. What's actually going on? Italy is fighting Ireland. Eric's Fjord is an Italian culture? Oh, you're... It is Umbrian. Greenland is Italian, actually. Okay. There's a battle going on. If Lithuania having a jump start, it was actually Byzantium that attacked, and they have a crossing penalty, which it might be a first for them right now. We're actually finishing this campaign. Probably the next week is going to be the last... Oh, nice victory for Lithuania. Next week is going to be the last session because we're just running out of time in EU4. But I'm thinking that next campaign is probably going to be in New Year's, actually. What is this war about? Yeah, I mean, they're actually fighting with their navies. What? It was started by Italians. I mean, Italy has a higher naval morale, so they should win, but maybe they should get a leader. From what I know about naval fighting, which is admittedly not that much, morale is king, and both sides are using their fleets properly, which is engaging when the previous fleet runs out of morale. It's important to note that we are still playing on 1.28, so the rules are different than in the current version of the game. Yeah, admirals are neat, but especially with maneuver. Okay, now the Italians have a... Now Italians have an admiral in the fight. They are winning one battle at least, and I don't really see... And there's another stack of Irish fleet in the south. Or it's Friesland. Friesland is an AI, I think, still. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of those ships are Malaya, and let's see, does Malaya care about this war? Oh, yeah, he built a Suez Canal probably for Malaya money. But yeah, once Malaya gets in here, and Malaya has proper naval ideas, so Malaya is going to crush faces. Naval and maritime. Oh, there are two battles going on with... Actually, Byzantium pushing on both of them. And looks like both sides have safe reinforcements points, and are all the... There are 3 cannon stacks for both sides. The line is breaking for Lithuania here, but they managed to get there in time. The half of their back row is infantry now, so that's kind of bad. But luckily now Byzantium is breaking. Good draw for Byzantium. Not enough. They might break in the north. Will they make it there in time? Yeah, I think they did, but there's still no cannons actually. Yeah, there are no cannons in the fight for Byzantium. They're getting trashed in here. And in here it's still good on cannons for both sides. Leader is better for Byzantium, but they have 120k sieging the fort in here. That's not really helping them in the long run, I feel. And Lithuania wins in Yedisan, and I feel they're gonna win pretty soon in Bender as well. Yeah, Byzantium is breaking, and it's done. And it was all... Yeah, the only troops on both sides not taking part in this battle was the 120k in Temes. It's going to be a difficult fight. Usually Byzantium is fighting with the advantage of terrain. And he's not really using... He could just send a few K to occupy those provinces, because it's a fair amount of dev in here. Just to lower the manpower recovery of Lithuania. And yeah, Lithuania actually is sending reinforcements as well, but they're probably not going to be necessary. Yeah, it looks like in battles usually it's... it depends of course on the rolls heavily, but Lithuania is taking more losses, but it's Byzantium that's going to withdraw because of the morale. Oh, Lithuania is actually starting battle here, which I think might be a bad idea, because they can reinforce a bit. Yeah, can't take any more. Wait, he could just get... He doesn't have an idea group. What? Yeah, Lithuania has 4 military idea groups, and Byzantium is missing one. That's pretty bad for them. So I think if he uses all of his troops, but half of his advantage is sitting in here, not doing anything. If he had a decent amount of transports in the Black Sea, then he could just switch his troops very quickly between those 2 points, but I mean, the way it is, he can start sieging Cherkasy, but I'm not sure. At least right now he has a lot of his troops very close to battle, so it will be easier for him to reinforce, but it's going to be still difficult. He cut his numbers advantage in half, basically. Lithuania does have a -1 from crossing, at least for the time being. And now, actually, the advantage in discipline for Byzantium increased to additional 5%, so 10% overall right now. And it is also affecting military tactics at this point quite significantly. But the morale difference is huge as well, and morale is the thing that wins you battles. The question is, can Lithuania continue to fuel his armies for long enough to occupy enough of Byzantium? I mean, at this point he could just start stab hitting Byzantium if he only wanted to, if he felt that he cannot win anymore. Byzantium is saving up admin power though, it is at +3, so that's the thing. Let's actually see the numbers of... looks like Byzantium still has more reinforcements in here. So Lithuania definitely needs some good rolls at this point. And for the time being I feel like Byzantium... Oh, now it's turning, of course. Just in time. So right now Byzantium does have a lot of troops in reserve, unlike Lithuania, who basically has 1 cannon stack with some reinforcements. And Lithuania is not even going to reinforce this one, so it's... But yeah, Lithuania is going for a battle on the 2nd stack. And they might... I mean, actually Byzantium is doing pretty well in this battle. I feel like they got some good rolls at the beginning. They're still getting... Both sides are getting very extreme rolls. Either 1s or 9s. Just, it keeps going. Lithuania might be able to win this one. In the end. Yeah. Still, it's of course better for Byzantium to win Silistria, but yeah, why keep even 200k troops in here if they just sit, do nothing, and then just get beaten? Oh, Lithuania could upgrade their artillery unit, and they definitely should do that. I wonder for how long were they behind? Oh, they're going for Mamluks? Oh damn! Oh damn! It seems Mamluks were aware that this is going to happen, so it's a friendly fight. But I feel with Last time the Mamluk troops were actually better than Italian ones. And now Italy has the higher morale, probably because of the crusade, but discipline is safely higher for Mamluks by almost 15%. Lithuania is going for another charge, and yet again they just beat the eastern part of the Byzantine army. This battle is still going, but Italy just managed to reinforce in time. It is scorched earth. So the reinforcements for Italy are a bit delayed. Yeah, but I thought that there's no way Italy is going to win a war versus Mamluks. And Mamluks should definitely send additional stack from the south, because this there's just so little access in North Africa fighting like this. Oh, there's a battle actually going in the south, so it's better for Byzantium, that will be able to reinforce quite easily. Byzantium is going a bit... Actually, no, they're going to Bratslav, so they're going to be... That's a good battle for Lithuania, and Byzantium actually didn't reinforce in time, so they're getting stack wiped at least once, maybe even twice. Let's see. Oh, maybe even 3 times. Oh, that's bad for Byzantium. Oh, that's bad. And you see, Lithuania is actually bringing all of their troops into battle immediately, even though they had some shielding troops in northern Hungary. That was pretty bad for Byzantium. They still have 200k advantage in infantry. And yet again, the small stack of Byzantium is getting pushed back with not achieving anything. And they can see there's more troops over here. Still, that was a pretty bad start for Byzantium. I'm not sure why, but it didn't really work out. And Lithuania should be moving their troops right now, or maybe they're thinking right now. They're sending some troops. Yeah, that's the problem for them. They have no information about the Byzantine army. And Byzantium is not just going one way or the other, they are splitting their armies. So this is adding another layer. It's not just whose army is better, it's also whose split is better. As in who has more troops in places where actual battles are happening. And Lithuania is doing a cute little thing with attacking Kuban first. So once they take Kuban, they don't have to worry about Crimea. They will basically secure it. Byzantium is going to try and contest that one. Hopefully Lithuania actually consolidates their troops. I'm not sure if they managed to. Hard to say. I don't think they did. Yeah, it doesn't seem like they actually managed to consolidate. And they need to reinforce quickly, because they are losing a lot of troops because of their low-powered regiments. And now Lithuania is thinking that all of the Byzantine troops are in the east, so they're pushing into Silesia, which actually might end up being a bad idea, because Byzantium is actually still keeping most of their troops in Silesia. Yep. They can already see a lot more Byzantine troops in here. I think they will win in the east though. And Byzantium actually needs to reinforce on time. No, it's Lithuania that's getting pushed back. There's 100k of Lithuanian troops sitting in the back. They need to move them forward, even if they aren't going to join immediately. They just need to be in range to reinforce battles. And in the east it's getting kinda close, but Lithuania is going to reinforce, and Byzantium is beaten back to Shirvan. And yeah, actually Mamluks are finishing Italians in here. Italians did manage to win a battle on Caravan, but it's just delaying stuff, I feel. And now Byzantium is going to northern Hungary, and at the same time Lithuania is pushing east, the central part of the front is completely empty. So that's a small problem for Byzantium. Luckily, Lithuania is not really trying to exploit it. I think at -1 for Byzantium, Lithuania should be win fairly convincingly, but it also depends on the numbers. And it looks like Byzantium has just a few K more in here. So in the end, Lithuania should win. Yeah, at the same time, Lithuania is sieging Manich, and it looks like they're withdrawing all of their troops to the west, so they're not aware that they must be thinking that the entire Byzantine army is in Hungary, which is actually not true at all. Yeah, Lithuania will win this battle fairly convincingly, I feel. And it would be pretty nice for them if they manage to recover the southern force in here, and preferably at least I mean, Severin and Silistria would be perfect, because then they could combine their fronts. Right now it is kind of difficult to defend both Hungary and Moldavia. It looks like Byzantium was able to push Lithuania from the east. There's the barrage. And he took the manpower from Novas as well, so Lithuania now is in a very tough spot. He's really close to just being all out. He actually has 100 available mercenaries, so he should definitely just recruit them instantly. As soon as he can spare attention. He is using templates. Nice names. Lithuania is losing this battle for the time being, and meanwhile, how many troops are in the east? 250k, a bit more. A lot of them are already in the area, so that's good for them. And yeah, Byzantium actually got over 1 million troops. I think if Byzantium reinforces properly, they should be able to win this battle, and from there it's going to get really difficult for Lithuania to do anything other than continue to delay. I mean, to be fair, Byzantium doesn't have that much more manpower as well, because he has like 100k left right now. He can get one more Slacken with his military power. But after that, he's going to be basically in the same position as Lithuania is. And right now they have, like, Byzantium has 50k more reinforcements in here. Maybe 100k, in which case it might be more difficult. But actually the general for Lithuania is 6-6, so he has a better general. But he is fighting at -1 crossing. And Lithuania is actually diverging some of their troops, maybe to go towards the Mansur fort. And yeah, he's withdrawing and going to attack the stacks to the east. Which, I mean, if he gets there on time, he should be winning those battles, because there's nothing else there. Meanwhile, Italy actually pushed Mamluks a fair bit to the back. But this time it looks like Mamluks actually got a proper battle going on. Italy still has manpower somehow. It's doing okay on loans for his current state. At least he's not going bankrupt in anytime soon. Yeah, Mamluks could just send... I'm not sure who has the naval dominance out of the two. It might be that Italy has higher naval morale and it's just securing the seas. But right now there's 100k more Mamluks, and actually the numbers are fairly close, but Italy is kind of far. And they're breaking, they're actually not going to just make it on time. But yeah, what are happening to Mamluk numbers? I mean, on paper they still have... Oh, I mean, that's one part of it. And actually those stacks sitting there are a significant part of Mamluk's army now. Oh, Italy is actually doing fairly okay right now, but he has 50k in reinforcements and Mamluks have 160. He still defended way longer than I would expect from Italy. I guess he had some bad luck in the first battle because... or maybe Mamluks just didn't reinforce, like regain their actual troops on the field properly. Yeah, there's not much left. And once this fort falls, there's nowhere the Italians can regroup. And the Dutch are invading as well, because they're just going to be unopposed. And yeah, the cannons are breaking for Italy. It's all breaking. And it's done. And they're actually going into some bad directions as well. Mamluks are still having some problems. Okay, but they did manage to go around the fort because of the Kiev fort, which... Oh, that's lucky for Italy. Yeah, they're going to cut off this this battle and then... well, they win this one, maybe even both. And I think the way it is currently looking, Byzantium is feeling confident in just keeping the Lithuanian army in here and then just sieging stuff. But at the same time, Lithuania has enough war score to just at least to 50%. So Byzantium will need to win some fights. And so the final reinforcements of Italy go. And they have nothing else, just 2k sitting here. And a pretty decent navy apparently. But not much they can do versus so many Mamluks. Okay, the final fort in Tunisia has fallen. Oh. Oh. What? Excuse me? Okay. And yeah, France just instantly declares on Algiers. And we're at this... Oh, I guess he took Cyprus? That's, I think, the only province he took... Yeah, that's the only province he took for himself, and then just freed a bunch of nations everywhere. It might go either way. The Lithuanian advantage in morale is growing, but the discipline advantage did grow as for Byzantium as well. So I'm not sure who will end up winning this. It's definitely important that both sides reinforce properly. And the numbers advantage for Byzantium might prove crucial. It's a neutral terrain bonus, and actually Byzantium at the same time is going for a battle in the west, and oh, Lithuania is not paying attention. They're going to lose a battle on Nowy Sącz without even contesting it that much. I mean, to be fair, if Lithuania just attack right now, with the almost 500,000 men in one province, they would be doing pretty well. Oh, they won in the east, but okay, now they're actually attacking, and okay, Byzantium, will he manage to get out of there? Yeah, he will, because the province is... No, it isn't. This one is scorched. Okay. Still, Lithuania did manage, okay, to catch at least 300k, which lowers the amount of benefit the Byzantines get from their numbers advantage. Both sides have... there's some infantry in the back row of Lithuania, but it's not that much, but hurts a bit either way. there's a lot more Byzantine troops, but they have much lower morale, and the terrain advantage goes to Lithuania, to be fair. And they're bringing more troops from the east. They get there in time, and I'm pretty sure Byzantium will not have the micro to... And even moving with the just cannon stack is going to be quite risky. Oh, they're just going back, never mind. Let's see, it looks like... I think Lithuania is going to win this one. Looks the reinforcements are fairly even on both sides. And they are starting to push in Manich. And this battle is going to be probably pretty decent for war score, I'm sure. Yeah, there's still 80k, and half of it is cannons, but in a pinch you can always put cannons in the front line. And yeah, the 6-6 general for Lithuania is definitely paying its weight in gold over time. Yeah, there's nothing left for Byzantium. The cannon stack is still running in there. Definitely not something you want to just move in front of your enemy. And okay, Lithuania won. That was like, what, 3-4 war scores, this one battle? Okay, let's see what Byzantium is planning. It's starting a huge offensive in the east. And he's going to get stack out in here, which is very good. Oh, that's actually a cannon stack. That's going to be expensive and costly in manpower for Byzantium. Looks like Byzantium is actually going for a pretty bold push in central Ukraine. Getting caught by Lithuania, and both sides have their reinforcements kind of staggered, but they will make it on time. Unless they want, I guess. I think it's Byzantium just withdrew. I'm not sure what the plan at this point is for Byzantium. And the numbers are getting closer and closer for both of them. Byzantium trying to push in Cherkasy yet again. Also going for... Oh, that's all Byzantine's cannons in 2 different places. And if there's one way to recover or maybe reduce the difference in manpower between 2 sides, the best one is stack wipes. Okay, Byzantium is moving into siege stuff, but I'm thinking that he really feels that Lithuania is going to go bankrupt, maybe, pretty soon. Because if he wants to stay in this war, then he needs to push as hard as he can right now. Yeah, and the difference in numbers is still kind of huge, but Byzantine army is split in 2. And Lithuania has could possibly unite on one front. Yeah, so looks like it's the session end for this week. So that's going to be it for me for this week. I'm going to be back next week. I'm pretty sure there's nothing I have planned. So thanks you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Guilty.